Hello everyone, welcome to GED, and today is a glorious day. We got the official Warlock talent trees, the preliminary ones, maybe not the finalized ones, but man, the theory crafting that can go on with one of my favorite classes in WoW can now begin. And so I'm going to go talent by talent with you and tell you why I chose this particular build over, say, another build. You may argue, you may discuss in the comments, but this is what I would go with, and this is based around a true summoner build. All right, so in the Warlock general tree, and trust me, underneath the logo there's nothing really selected, so ignore the little, window. Fell Domination basically reduces your cast time of your summon. Yes, take it. We're a summoner build, so we're taking it for those PvP and PvE insta summons. Curse of Enfeeblement. I had to cut points somewhere, and unfortunately curses just didn't make it into the build. Curses are really good on Warlocks. I mean, like, they're like one of the key things of the Warlock class, right? But this one, I mean, we're focused more on damage than disabilities. So Burning Rush, we lose our Night Fae blinks and our Vanthyr teleports and all of our movement, basically. So Burning Rush has always been personally near and dear to my heart. I've always loved Burning Rush, and this is going to keep us out of dangerous situations and away from foes. Next row, Imp Step kind of plays into Burning Rush, reduces the damage by 50% and increases 10% run speed. So you're only losing 2% of your maximum health every 1 second instead of 4. That prolongs your run time, keeps you alive. Fell Armor, I had to cut points somewhere. Soul Leech, man, this is actually a really good talent, but I had to just let it go. It's basically reducing your damage and giving you kind of a stagger on a little bit of the damage you take. Demon Skin, one of the primary things of a summoner warlock, a demonology warlock, is your Soul Leech, which it passively recharges at 0.5 maximum health every second and absorbs 500% of maximum health. I think that's a typo. 500% of maximum health is a lot. Quick Fiends, I did not take, reduces Fell Domination, which is your insta summon, by up to a minute, basically. Spell Lock, this is our new, lock spell. It's 24-second cooldown, so it's not the quickest thing in the world, but it's your typical interrupt. Take it, yes, interrupting, good. Drain Life, Crude Vitality, heals for 30% of the amount drained over 10 seconds. 30% of drain life over 10 seconds is actually quite a bit. Like that can get pumping up pretty well. Mortal Coil, I mean, it's Mortal Coil. Everyone needs a Mortal Coil because that 20% insta fear is really good. Next here, Banish, didn't take it, just don't see a lot of gameplay for Banish unless you're fighting against like other warlocks or possibly shamans to ban elementals, but it's okay. Demonic Fortitude, increase you and your pet's maximum health by 6%. Flat health boost, there you go, take it, yes. Wrathful Minion, filling a soul shard, increases the damage of your pet by 5%. So it's just a straight up 5% on top of your normal damage into your main pet. Demonic Circle for your teleport. Of course, it's very good. I debated not taking a Demonic Circle in favor of just using the teleport, but it is what it is. We put it in this build. Demonic Inspiration, filling a soul shard, increases the haste of your primary pet by 5%. So he's got haste and damage buff, 5%. Then Demonic Embrace. I'll move the screen down here a little bit just so you can see behind that screen. Demonic Embrace, stamina increased by 10%. Flat hit points. Just there you go, flat hit points. Amplify Curse. We didn't take curses, so it's kind of a moot point. But again, curses are really good. Next here into the cutoff line here, we got a Foul Mouth. Reduce the cooldown of Amplify Curse by 10 seconds. Again, curses, we don't have them, so just letting it go. Desperate Power, drain life heals 15% more. I think this goes up to 30% more while below 50% life. It can be a lifesaver, but it's more of an affliction style build than a demonic summoner. But it is cool. We can go the drain life route in Warlocks now. Sweet Souls. Your health stone heals you for 10%, and anytime a party member uses a health stone, you get that amount as well. So come on, man. PvP and raids and whatever, it's just a good talent. Lifeblood, when you use a health stone, you gain 7% leech. Couldn't fit it into the build, so we're ignoring it. Demonic Gateway, it's typical Warlock gate. Everyone loves a gate, so I took it. Nightmare, when fear ends, you're slowed by 15%. Good in PvP, not so good in PvE, so we're kind of ignoring it for now. Greater Banish, just playing on that Banish. You can now banish undead. That might be a amazing talent for fighting against DKs, especially unholy DKs. Banishing their pet could be, oh man. Shadow Fury, worked it in. Stun all enemies. It's your basic stun, another interrupt for you. There we go, got it. This one, Strength of Will or Dramatic Durability are basically increasing Unending Resolve. It's okay. It's a good defensive. Unending Resolve is one of the best defensives in the game, in my opinion. But, yeah, just couldn't squeeze it in there. Dark Pact, sacrifice 20% of your current health to shield you for 250% of your health plus some spell power. Dark Pact is an amazing lifesaver ability in almost any situation in the game, and like a free 250% of health as a shield is just so good. Ichor of Devils, this one plays on it. Dark Pact only sacrifices 5%, so it goes from 20% down to 5%. That is crazy. Like, I can't believe that is in there. 5% for 250% of your sacrificed health. Yeah, you're getting good. Drain Life. Claw of Endreth. Drain Life channels 30% faster and heals 30% faster. Again, as a Demonology Warlock, we can't really squeeze all these drains into our rotation. It just doesn't work, guys. It just doesn't play well with our spec, because we need to be casting Shadow Bolts and getting Soul Shards. But for a Affliction Warlock or something else, amazing. Grimoire of Synergy, damage done by your demon has a chance to grant the other one 10% increased damage. So this is the legendary from Shadowlands, where you're getting kind of a synergistic play between you and your demon going back and forth. Very good, very cool, we can get that. And I'm really surprised, because seeing this here, you would think that would be somewhere down in the later tiers, because it's kind of strong. It's a legendary power. And then we got Dark Fury or Shadow Flame, reduces the cooldown of Shadow Fury or slows enemies around you. Couldn't squeeze it in, but we have enough defensives as it is already. Going down to the cutoff of 20 points here, I'm going to start on the left side. Teachings of the Black Harvest. Your primary pet gains a bonus effect. And the key one we're looking for here is the Felguard. It reduces the cooldown of his pursuit by 5 seconds and increases maximum range by 5 yards. So in this summoner build, your primary pet is going to be a lot of your damage. He is super buffed by all these talents. And the Felguard being on a target all the time is key, so this was actually a really crucial talent to this build. Soul Link, 20% is taken to your damage is taken to your pet instead, and Soul Leech also heals you and your pet. Yeah, Soul Link, I mean, love it. Love it. Healing and shielding and mitigation, it's so good. Soulburn. This is a destruction talent, really. Consumes a soul shard, unlocking a hidden power of your spells. Oh, actually, this is kind of a new integration here. So a lot of extra buffs. I didn't take it just because it just doesn't really... I don't know. It just doesn't really fit into the build. It's a good talent. Does a lot of stuff. Does a heck of a lot of stuff. But it's okay. Next tier, we'll start on the one I didn't take. Pack of the Eridar doesn't have a tooltip. Nobody knows what it does yet. Ignore it. Inquisitor's Gaze, not yet implemented, summons an Inquisitor's Eye that attacks your enemies for 1 hour. Okay, so this is going to be basically like a Inquisitor's Eye from that little mini boss in the what were they called? In Battle for Azeroth, the Rifts. I forget what they're called, but anyways, one of those eyes that just pew pews on your enemy, and it says 1 hour, but I don't know about that. The next one I didn't take just because, again, doesn't have a tooltip. Pact of the Anahilan. Don't know what it does, but this build could be adjusted to take it if it turns out to be good. Soul Conduit. Every soul shard spent has a 15% chance to be refunded. 15% chance to, i.e. you read this as 15% chance to get another imp, because that's what it does. Pact of the Imp Mother. Each time your primary pet or Gromar of Sacrifice deals damage, their damage is increased by 2% up to 10%. And every time it reaches 5, it resets. So it's kind of like a ramping, cycling damage bonus. Pretty good, because again, that main pet, that primary pet, that Felguard, he's going to be doing buku damage in this build. I cannot believe, again, how many buffs you will see on just the primary demon. Down here, Summon Jailer, not yet implemented. Summons a jailer that consumes all the souls you've collected, blasting nearby enemies for 100% of soul power chaos damage. And you collect tormented souls from each target you kill, and occasionally escaped souls you previously collected. We'll have to see what it does. But, I mean, it's the talent that goes down our row, so obviously it's a Demonology summoner talent. Again, more summons. You got the jailers, you got the imps, you got the Felguard, you got the whatever. It's pretty cool. We'll see what it does in the actual beta. So there's the basic Warlock tree layout for this, laying the groundwork of our build. And then we're moving on to the Demonology tree. Call Dread Stalkers. Your typical Dread Stalkers, gotta take it. Okay, next talent, Demon Bolt. It's your Demon Bolt. Generates 2 soul shards and you get those instacast procs, so gotta take it. Dread Lash. When they charge into the battle, your Dread Stalkers now hit all enemies around them. It's okay, it's a good AoE talent, but as you see a little bit later into this build, AoE is completely covered. Fel Commando. Again, a primary demon buff. Felguard, 10% more damage and 10% less damage. Typical from Shadowlands. There it is. It was a Conduit trait, I think. Slot. Forget what they're called. From the Shadows. Dreadbite causes the target to take 20 additional Shadow Flame damage. I'm really surprised to see this over on the right side of the tree, but there it is. I mean, one of the best powers that Warlock's got in Shadowlands, it's right there. Better take it. Demonic Strength, basically your spinny top Felguard charges into the battle and unleashes a Fel Storm that does crazy amounts of damage. Again, this talent is moving your Felguard as well with it, so I mean you're keeping that uptime on your Felguard, and that 400% damage is crazy AoE, absolutely crazy. Soul Strike. This was one of my personal favorite talents of all time. I mean, it's basically a Beastmaster charge for your Felguard. You can direct him wherever you need to go, insta-cast, 50-yard range, which is insane, and he instantly gets to the target, strikes him, and gives you a Soul Shard, which saves you Shadow Bolt cast time. Love that talent. It's absolutely going in my build. Shadow's Bite. When your summoned Dreadstalkers fade away, they increase the damage of your Demon Bolt by 10%. Okay, that's not bad. Demon Bolt is one of the hardest hitting abilities in Demonology Warlock spells, so might as well buff it more, right? Okay, oops, sorry. Moving down, Implosion. Sadly, Implosion just doesn't make it into this build. It's a good spell, it does a lot of AoE damage, just doesn't make it. Born of Blood, Hand of Gul'dan has a 15% chance to generate a charge of Demonic Core. So you get more cycling, more uptime. Remember, back in your Warlock tree, whenever you get Soul Shards, you're buffing your primary demon. So, I mean, he's pretty much got that up all the time regardless, because you're going to be Shadow Bolting. But free Demonic Cores equals more Imps, equals more Hands of Gul'dans after you cycle that Demon Bolt out, right? Carnivorous Stalkers. Your Dreadstalkers attacks have a 10% chance to trigger an additional Dread Bite. It's good. It's really good. It just can't make it into the build, sadly. But there's other stuff that covers it. Fel and Steel. Fell Storm and Dread Bite deal 20% additional damage. You're buffing your primary demon and your Dreadstalker's Bite. Oh, this talent is so good. 20% damage on both of them? Yes, please. Fell Might reduces the cooldown of Fellstorm by 10 seconds. I assume it says seconds, it just says 10. But Fellstorm by itself, I think, is like a 45-second cooldown. So it's going down to 35%. And you'll see later that there's even more stuff that plays into Fellstorm, like makes your Fellstorm even better. So you got a Fellstorm up here, you got 35-second Fellstorms, and there you go. Grimoire Felguard, this is your typical summon an additional little minion. He stuns and he does 25% damage. I think in Shadowlands currently, this guy does an extra 100% damage, I believe. So they definitely nerfed that a little bit. I think it's there primarily for the stun and the extra Felguard ability, right? Demonic Calling. Shadow Bolt and Demon Bolt have a 20% chance to make your called Dreadstalkers cost 2 fewer shards and have no cast time. This, even if we have the PvP talent that makes it instant anyways, this is just a really good talent because you're saving on those soul shards. 2 soul shards equals 2 more imps equals more play into your late game build, which you'll see down in the lower tree. Inner Demons, you passively summon imps. This was simmed as really crappy in Shadowlands, and I don't see it being any better here. Power Siphon sacrifices 2 wild imps, generating 2 charges of demon core. Again, this is another talent that simmed really horrible in Shadowlands, and unless they change its mechanics, it's working. Boost that damage or something like that, it's still not good. Bloodbound Imps. The chance of receiving a demonic core from a wild imp is increased by 5 or 10% when imploded. So basically this is, if you implode your imps and kill them before they die off, you have a higher chance of getting cores for more shards. It's okay, but we're going down the right side of the tree. We're not going down the left. Grim Inquisitor's Dread Calling. Each soul shard spent on Hand of Gul'dan. I can't even talk anymore, guys. I'm so excited. Each shard spent on Hand of Gul'dan increases your next call of Dreadstalkers by 4%. So you pump out the meteors, you pump out the doggos, they bite hard. Again, you got synergy here, 20%, synergy here, extra 12% or more. Doom. Inflicts Doom. I mean, Doom is Doom. It's always been Doom. I don't like Doom. Some people like Doom. I just don't like Doom. And Demonic Meteor. Hand of Gul'dan deals 5% additional damage and has a 5% per soul shard spent of refunding a soul shard. I don't know how this is going to play because over here you have Soul Conduit, which refunds soul shards, and then over here you have Gul'dan refunding soul shards. Is that a 20% chance of refunding soul shards, or are they each individually calculated? Don't know, but it's good, so we're taking it. Fellsunder. Here's where we get into the juicy parts. Each time Fellstorm deals damage, it increases the damage the target takes from you and your pets by 2% for 8 seconds, up to 10%. So if your Felguard's spinning, you're winning. 10% damage boost all around, baby. Yeah, just take it. Moving down, Houndmaster's Gambit. Shadow Bolt and Demon Bolt have a 3% chance to reset the cooldown of Called Dreadstalkers. Called Dreadstalkers, not the primary part of this build, but it's okay. Didn't take it. Ripped Through the Portal. Called Dreadstalkers has a 100% chance to summon an additional Dreadstalker. Yes, yes, please. Extra damage. That's just free 30% damage boost on Called Dreadstalkers. And again, like, tier set? Yeah, it's just in there. And Kazak's Final Curse. Doom has 3% increased damage for every demon you have. Doom, meh. Imp Gang Boss. Summoning a wild imp has a 10% chance to summon a gang boss instead. When imploded, an imp gang boss will summon a wild imp. So it says imploded, but if this functions like the old, what are they called? The wild, crazy imps, whatever. They should explode themselves after they finish casting all their fire bolts. That's basically the mechanic that works right now. After they expend all their energy, they basically do an implosion by themselves, and then they spawn another imp. We'll see. We'll see. Might need to readjust this tier direction right here a little bit, but we'll see the play with that one. Bale Spider's Burning Core. Shadow Bolt increases the damage of your Demon Bolt, stacking 4 times. Good. It's good. It's a good talent, but didn't take it. The left side, again, we're staying out of the left, so I'm just going to go over all of these talents right here. Nether Portal. You tear open a portal, twisting Nether, 15 seconds. Every time you spend soul shards, demons will come out and fight for you. In Shadowlands, this was one of the worst abilities that was in the final tier for Demonology Warlock ever made. It was just so bad. You're just wasting so much time trying to get those demons out. But there is potential here. Let's just look below it. Nizul's Volition increases the duration of Nether Portal by 5 seconds, so it's 20 seconds now. Gives you more time to pump out more demons. Sacrifice Souls. Shadow Bolt and Demon Bolt deal 2% damage for every demon you have. So you get more demons, you get more time on it, you can do more damage with your casts of Demon Bolt and Shadow Bolt. And then the final tier for the ones I didn't take, the Expendables. When your imps expire or die, your other demons are inspired and gain 1% additional damage 10 times. So basically you get 10% damage boost pretty much all the time, because wild imps are always dying. And Gul'dan's Ambition. When the Nether Portal ends, you summon a Pit Lord that gains power based on how many soul shards were spent, up to 10 shards. So this is a new one. A Pit Lord comes out, and based on how many casts you did during the portal, he starts wrecking face. Could be good, could be okay, but again, we're staying down the right side. All right, here we get into my last little section. Tyrant. Everyone knows Tyrant. He empowers the lesser demons with more duration, and then he increases the damage of all demons. So Tyrant it is. Tyrant is a big daddy, as so commonly phrased. And then we get summoning your demonic tyrant instantly generates 3 soul shards. I believe this is 5. The first click is 3. The second tier here should be 5. But basically a full stack of soul shards to use on Tyrant time. And then demonic consumption. We all know it. We all love it. Basically all the demons you got out, he drains some life from them, and he gets super ripped, super buff. So big old Tyrants doing tons of damage. Then down on the right here, we got the final little section, which is new and crazy. Your Felguard deals 20% additional damage. Think of all the buffs we've seen on Felguard. You've got 5% over here. You've got 20% over here. You've got 10% over here. You've got 20% more over here. And Soul Strike now deals AoE damage. A little bit of AoE damage, but still AoE damage. Dude, the primary demon of Demonology is probably going to beat Beastmaster Hunter's pets, because it is just that buffed by everything it has. And I say, yes, please, bring it on. I love the summoner thematic that's going on here. All right, below it, we have, while your Felguard is active, Wild Imps and Dreadstalkers have 15% haste and 10% damage. Just by having your primary pet out, your Imps and Dreadstalkers are empowered. And then they're empowered by the Demonic Tyrant. It just seems like a cascading empowerment that is so good. Hand of Gul'dan, or the Forces of the Horned Nightmare. Hand of Gul'dan has a 5% per cast to cast a second time. It's kind of like a lottery talent. You know, you're fishing for procs, but every 5% you get a double Gul'dan proc. It's okay. The final two. Stolen Power. When your imps cast Firebolt, you gain an application of Stolen Power. After you reach 100 applications, your next Demon Bolt deals 50% increased damage, or your next Shadow Bolt deals 100% increased damage. Sorry, I don't know what I was looking at there. The Demon Bolt 50% damage, the Shadow Bolt 100% damage. Each imp does about I think 5 or 6 casts depending on how much energy they have. So you get 3 per hand of Gul'dan. So that means 15 casts roughly per hand of Gul'dan, which means every 5th hand of Gul'dan you get a beefy Demon Bolt. Yeah, I'll take it. Free Demon Bolt damage. And then the last one, this is kind of new. Hold this for me, not yet implemented. Your Felguard hurls his axe towards the target location, erupting when it lands, and dealing 10% Shadow Flame damage every 0 seconds until canceled. Until canceled? Lasts forever? I don't think that'll stay there. Eventually this will be reworked, but while unarmed, your Felguard's basic attacks deal damage to all nearby enemies and attack 50% faster. So basically, this is your 45-second AoE cleave combined with a Fel Storm with demonic strength. So your Felguard's going to be doing a lot of AoE damage just by himself. Throws his weapon down, says bring it on, pumps some damage just punching people in the face. I think I forgot to mention we do have Decimating Bolt down here as well. Basically you hurl a Decimating Bolt of magic. We all know Decimating Bolt makes your next 3 Demon Bolts 40% damage boosted. So, you know, you get like an empowered Demon Bolt here, you Decimating Bolt, you got a 230% damage Decimating Bolt, yeah, or sorry, Demon Bolt. It's just so good. There's so much synergy in the demonic tree that I am just giddy and waiting to bring this bad boy to the table. I would absolutely love to see how that Felguard is going to be chomping through enemies with his AoE abilities, how the Dreadstalkers are just pumped up naturally, and everything is all going into that Tyrant, which will be a monster based on how many imps you're going to be just pumping out with the Gul'dan procs, right? Okay. Anyways, I think this implementation as it sits right now has a ton of cycling for everything, and let me know your comments in below. Are you ready? What do you think should change here? I'm open to suggestions, but I think this build right here is pretty dang solid, and the right side of the tree is 100% where I'm going.